Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Vive Biology. Today, we're going to talk about a fascinating process in plants called microsporogenesis. It's like the way plants create tiny particles called pollen, which are crucial for making seeds and new plants. Imagine you have a flower. Inside that flower, there are special parts called anthers, which are like the flower's male organs. Now let's break down how plants create pollen. Starting point. Inside the anthers, there are tiny cells called sporogenous cells. Think of them as the starting point for making pollen, making special cells. Some of these sporogenous cells change into special cells known as microspore mother cells. These cells are like the plant's pollen factories, but they start with a full set of instructions, chromosomes, from both plant parents. Division time. Now it's time for a special kind of cell division called meiosis. During meiosis, the pollen factories split their instructions in half. So, they end up with just one set of instructions, half from each parent, instead of a full set. This is important for sexual reproduction. Wall protection. Each of these new cells is covered by a protective wall called callose to keep them safe. Grouping together. These special cells are often grouped in fours, kind of like a tiny team, inside a callose wall. This group is called a tetrad, growing up. Each of these tiny cells grows up and becomes a pollen grain. Each pollen grain has two parts, a big part, vegetative cell, and a small part, generative cell, ready to go. Once the pollen grains are all grown up, they are ready to leave the anther. When the flower is ready, it opens up, and the pollen grains are released into the air. Mission fertilization. These pollen grains, like little messengers, travel to another flower's female parts, like the stigma and style, and help make new plants by fertilizing them. So, in simple terms, microsporogenesis is how plants create pollen, and pollen is vital for making baby plants. It's like a little adventure for these tiny plant particles. That's the easy way to understand microsporogenesis. Plants have their unique way of making sure they can grow and thrive, and it all starts with these tiny pollen grains. Thank you for listening. Please like, share and subscribe.